My name is Heidi. I'm a mother of two. I'm here for a breast augmentation. I was unhappy with my physical appearance and I felt that I didn't have as much self-confidence as I should for a 23-year-old. And so that's really why I wanted this procedure done. I had looked on the internet for many surgeons. I had friends that knew Dr. Salemy and had procedures done by him. And so I felt very comfortable going ahead and making an appointment with him.
Heidi is a really, really delightful young woman. You know, her story is really typical. She's a young woman, she has kids, and this part of her body doesn't match the rest of her. It doesn't match her personality, it doesn't match her youth, and she wants to look as good as she feels. The ultimate goal of an augmentation is to try to get the breast to match what the patient's goals are for the procedure. In other words, most women who come in who want augmentation feel that that part of their body is out of balance with the rest of their body. And so we're trying to get it to look more youthful, look more in balance with the rest of their frame, especially their torso. So we kind of put that all together, and then we look at different kinds of implants and we talk about what size they're looking for, what shape they want. And really the key thing is to match the patient's goals with the operation.
The first thing I'm really looking to achieve is to feel better about myself. I want to look good in my clothes, I want to feel good about myself, boost my self-confidence, feel more feminine, and have just more confidence overall.
Most of our patients that come in have a pretty good idea of the kind of implant they want, the size they want to be. So part of it is trying to help them make sure those goals are realistic, that they'll fit their frame well, that it'll balance their body and match what their goals are for the procedure.
He reassured me, definitely. I trust him. I feel that he knows what he's doing. He's passionate about his job. He's changing lives, and I want him to be part of helping me feel that way every day.
So an augmentation is designed to improve the volume or the size of the breast, in particular at the upper portion of the breast. And that involves usually an implant of some kind, saline or silicone. One of the new things that we're starting to do that's becoming really popular as well is using a patient's own fat to augment the breast. A breast lift is not about making the breast bigger, it's about reshaping the existing breast tissue. So we take the existing tissue and we elevate it, reshape it so it's more full, more what we call projected, so it looks a bit more round. And that involves more incision. Patients sometimes only need an augmentation, sometimes they only need a lift, and sometimes they need both. And what I stress to patients is that for any given woman, there's not just one implant that's going to work well, there's usually a range of them. So it really depends on what their goals are. At that point, we have a whole plan together. Okay, this is the surgery we're going to do, this is how long it's going to take. Then I talk to them about recovery, post-op course, pain pills, time off from work, time off from working out, all that. Usually at that point, we've covered pretty much everything. Then they meet with one of my patient coordinators and they talk about cost and they talk about timing of the surgery. And whenever they're comfortable setting up the date for the surgery, my coordinator will do that for them.
So once Dr. Salemy and you have made a decision on your goals and where you want to be, you'll come in, meet with me, we'll go into the room and we'll sit down and we'll go over the fee estimate, the anesthesia, the facility, we'll talk about payment options, and at that point we'll make a pre-operative appointment, which is about 2 weeks prior to your procedure. You'll come in, meet with Dr. Salemy again, go over all of the forms, the consent forms with the nurses, you'll get your prescriptions at that point, they'll let you know what garment you need to purchase. And then after that, that's when your final balance would be due, when you come and meet with me again. I think the whole patient experience when you come to our office, from the moment you walk through the door, everyone goes the extra effort to make sure that it's a smooth transition for you and that you're educated. That's important. We want all of our patients to know all the pros and cons for them to make a good decision.
I'm here in Dr. Salemy's office in Seattle, and it's about an hour till my surgery. I was nervous about the procedure, just that it's surgery and changing my body, and my health is very important to me, and so all those things I thought about, but Coming here, I was excited and overwhelmed and thinking of tomorrow and how I'm going to feel and be different.
Everyone comes in is really nervous the day of surgery. That's totally normal. So part of it is just kind of putting their mind at ease that this is really typical and normal. This is kind of what we do every day. We have a great nursing staff that really puts the patients at ease. They meet our anesthesiologists who, again, this is something they do all the time. They have years and years of experience with this. So I think once they come in and we talk a little bit, they tend to be much more relaxed. So Heidi's going to get a breast augmentation and a lift. She's had children, so the breasts have changed shape a bit. So it's not just about making the breast fuller, we also want to improve the shape. I think a big mistake that a lot of women make is they're concerned about the incisions of a lift, and I can understand that, especially younger women. You don't want to have scars on your breasts if you don't need them. But what I do tell patients is that if we really do think you need a lift, it's important to consider it, because while the cost of a lift is the extra incisions, the benefit of a lift is the shape. It's very rare to have a patient unhappy with the incisions of a lift because they usually heal extremely well, and the shape is so much nicer than had we not done one.
I'm here in Dr. Salemy's office, and it's 1 week since my surgery, and this is my follow-up appointment. I feel very good. The very next day of surgery was a little overwhelming, to be honest. I noticed a lot of pressure in my chest, and that to me was the most bothersome. I never once felt pain.
Heidi's progress is pretty normal. I mean, most folks at about a week out from surgery start to feel a lot better, start to feel more like themselves, and are up and around, going back to work, starting to get an idea of what they look like, and starting to get maybe a little excited about what the results are going to be. So she's doing great. She's just right on track. The real issue with activity modification is that patients start to feel good before their body is ready to let them do the things they want to do. In fact, I tell my patients the most dangerous time after an augmentation is not the first few days because they hurt and they stop doing things, but it's about a week or two afterwards. So we really remind them that you've got to take it easy, even though you feel like you want to get back to your activity.
I haven't done anything crazy. I go for walks and maybe make the bed, but I'm really limiting myself. I don't want to set back, I don't want to tear my stitches. I want to heal well, so I'm taking it easy, just like Dr. Salemy told me to. The healing process was up and down. There were nights where I was, very sick to my stomach, couldn't sleep, tired, and I was like, was this worth it? Did I really want to do this? How long is it going to last? But every time I look in the mirror and see myself, I'm so happy, and I just can't wait. I want to heal, I want to get out there, I want to wear new clothes, and I want to feel good. They look really, really good. And I feel really good.
So it's been 6 weeks now, and Heidi's doing great. She's feeling comfortable with her new body and feeling really confident. She looks really good. All the healing is going really well. Her incisions look great. Really hard to see them now. Usually it takes a little bit longer than that, but she's really healing quickly. And now she's kind of clear to go back to living her life, doing all the things she wants to do.
I can say, for one, my confidence is through the roof. I feel young. I am young, but I didn't feel young. And so now I do. I feel my age, and I feel feminine, and I feel that I can pick out clothes now, and there's no parameters like that I can wear. I wanted to be a mom, and I wanted people to see that first and not see me for my body. But I do want to feel sexy, and it's boosted my self-esteem big time.
The whole point of, I think, cosmetic surgery and certainly cosmetic breast surgery is to help patients look as good as they feel. That's really what we want. And Heidi's a great example of somebody who there was a part of her body that didn't match the rest of her body, and it didn't match her personality. So when you kind of bring those things into alignment and make people kind of see themselves a little bit differently, that's the fun part. It doesn't ever get old.
I am so pleased, and I'm very glad I went through this procedure. Everyone just says they look amazing and that they look natural. That's been the biggest compliment I've had. People have said they're not too big, you don't look top heavy, you don't look fake. They've enhanced me. A handful of people have said, hey, can we have the contact? It's absolutely, hands down, I would not go anywhere else. I'd like to tell him thank you so much for making me the person that I've always wanted to be and always felt that I was. He has helped me a lot in my self-esteem. And no thank you could ever tell him how he's changed my life.